Level 1. The viewer. Your card declines at 11:47 p.m. It's a $3.79 energy drink, a gas station on the way to work, and a clerk who won't look at you. You do the math you already know by heart. $11 in checking, rent in 9 days, payday in 5. You put the can back on the shelf and drive to the warehouse anyway. Night shift, $17.25 an hour. $1,120 every 2 weeks after taxes. You scan packages for people you'll never meet. Sneakers, air fryers, engagement rings. 14,000 steps a night through aisles that all look the same. The scanner beeps 2,000 times before your first break. You counted once. You wish you hadn't. Dennis works the row next to yours. 54 years old, 19 years in the building. He keeps a photo taped inside his locker. A fishing boat, sun-faded almost to white. 6 more years, he says, tapping it. He says it like a man who's been saying it for a while. He shows you where the good chairs are hidden in the break room. He is, you'll realize much later, the kindest person in your life right now. At 3:12 a.m. on your break, your phone does what phones do. It auto-plays a video. No face. Just a screen recording of a bank dashboard and a calm voice that sounds like it has never worked a night shift. I made $38,000 last month, the voice says, and nobody knows my name. You watch it twice, then a third time with the sound off, just reading the numbers. You check the channel. 200 videos, millions of views, no face anywhere. Whoever this is could be sitting in this break room right now and you'd never know. Something about that lands harder than the money. You start that weekend. Free editing software that crashes every 40 minutes. A phone microphone under a blanket so the room doesn't echo. Your first video takes 11 hours to make and runs 4 minutes and 12 seconds. It gets 4 views. 3 of them are you. Your second gets 11. Your first month, 214 views, 6 subscribers, $0. Not low pay, no pay. The platform doesn't owe you a cent until you cross 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. You have 6 subscribers and 11 hours. You tell no one, not Dennis, not your mother. The channel has no face and no name, and you decide you like it that way because it means it can fail in private. If it dies, nobody attends the funeral. At 7 a.m., you drive home against traffic, one car going the wrong way past thousands of people heading toward the day you're driving away from. At work, you keep scanning, but something has changed. Your body walks the rows while your head writes scripts. The warehouse becomes the place your hands go, while your mind is somewhere else, building something nobody can see, including you. You can't see it yet either, but it's there. Level 2. The threshold. You upload for 4 months and the internet does not notice. 26 videos. Gaming clips mostly, because that's what you watch. Your best video does 1,100 views. Your average does 90. You are whispering into a stadium the size of the planet, and the seats are empty. 1 comment keeps you alive. A stranger under video 19. Who else is watching this at 3 a.m.? 2 likes. You read it maybe 50 times. Somebody was there, somebody real. Then you find the server, a private chat full of faceless channel owners, usernames and dashboards. No faces, no real names. Screenshots of numbers you don't believe until you verify them yourself. In there you meet Atlas, a statue for an avatar, 3 years ahead of you, 800,000 subscribers on a channel he'll never connect to his real name. At 3 a.m. one night, he offers to look at your channel. He's quiet for 4 minutes. Then he says the sentence that changes your life. You're making $2 videos for an audience with no credit cards. Go where the advertisers already are. He explains RRPM, what the platform actually pays per 1,000 views. Your gaming niche, about $1.90. Finance and money stories, $18, $20, sometimes $25. Same work, 10 times the pay. The viewers you need aren't kids on a school night. They're adults with bank accounts, watching videos about money at 1 a.m. because they're worried about theirs. You know those people. You are those people. So you pivot. Money stories told over stock footage and documents. Your voice slowed down and steadied. You study packaging like a trade because it is one. You learn that a thumbnail is a promise, a title is a hook, and the first 20 seconds are where videos go to die. Atlas pulls up your retention graph and points at the cliff. You're losing 60% of them at second 19. Cold open the money. Explain later. You recut everything. Views double, then double again. Month 8, at 2:04 a.m., an email arrives. Your channel has been accepted for monetization. 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 hours. You are now technically a business. Your first day of earnings, $1.12. You screenshot it. Your first month, $84. The system won't even pay out until you cross 100, so the money just sits there, glowing, out of reach. Like the boat in Dennis's locker. You do the honest math exactly once. 400 hours invested, $84 earned, 21 cents an hour. Dennis makes 80 times more than you standing still. But here's what the math misses, and you feel it before you can say it. Dennis's raise this year was 3%, 51 cents. Your channel grew 40% last month. His number is a wage. Yours is an asset. Nobody ever explained the difference to you, so the graph explains it instead. One line stays flat forever, and one line, if you refuse to stop, bends. You start believing in that curve the way Dennis believes in the boat. The difference is, yours is already in the water. Level 3. The Escape. Month 13, you upload a video on a Tuesday and go to work. It's the story of a man who lost everything on a single trade. A true story, researched for 2 weeks, cut down to the bone. By your first break, it has 9,000 views. Your best video ever did 1,200. By Friday, 96,000. By day 6, it crosses 1 million. And you're standing in aisle 41 watching the counter climb in real time, while the scanner in your other hand keeps beeping. A number is being born in your pocket while your body loads boxes. Nobody around you knows. That's the strangest part. Nobody around you will ever know. The video does 1.3 million views in 31 days. RPM, $18.40. It earns $23,900, 10 months of warehouse pay, 1 video, 1 month. You don't quit. This is the part nobody claps for. You want to walk into the office that same night and you don't, because you've been in the server long enough to watch what happens to people who treat lightning like a salary. A viral video isn't income, it's weather. So you write a rule on a sticky note and put it on your monitor. When the channel beats the paycheck 3 months in a row, you leave, not 1 day before. The next months come in at $6,100, then $8,900, then $7,400. Your take-home at the warehouse is $2,240. You also have $11,400 saved, 6 months of living costs, counted twice, because the algorithm doesn't sign contracts. Rule met. Runway built. You give your 2 weeks like a normal person leaving a normal job. On your last night, Dennis shakes your hand in the parking lot at 6 a.m. Sunrise coming up behind the loading docks. Got something lined up? He asks. Something online, you say. He nods like that means anything to him. Send me a link sometime. You say you will. You never do. The channel has no face and no name. And walking away from the one person who would have been proud of you, you understand the real cost of the thing you chose. You built something you can never point at. Your first Tuesday of freedom, you wake at 9:14 a.m. to total silence. Everyone you know is at work. No one is coming to tell you what to do. You thought that was the dream. It takes about 6 hours to learn the truth. You didn't escape having a boss. Your new boss is an algorithm. It doesn't post a schedule. It doesn't explain itself. It pays whatever it wants, whenever it wants, and it can fire you without ever sending a letter. You escaped the warehouse. You'll spend the next 2 years finding out what you escaped into. Level 4. The Machine. Freedom looks like this. 80 hours a week working for yourself instead of 40 working for someone else. Script, 9 hours. Voiceover, 2. Edit, 14. Thumbnail, 2 more. 2 videos a week, your eyes full of sand, your back a question mark. When people ask what you do now, you say marketing. It's easier. You are the bottleneck of your own machine. And the bottleneck is starting to crack. So you do the thing that scares you more than the tax office. You hire. His name is Paulo. $25 a video, found on a freelance site based in Manila, which means his Tuesday starts while you're still finishing Monday. His first edit comes back 80% right, and you spend 3 hours fixing the last 20 before the actual lesson lands. 80% done by someone else beats 100% done by you at 3 a.m. That sentence turns out to be worth more than the viral video was. Every delivery, Paulo signs off the same way. Hope this is good, Po. You look up what Po means, it's respect. He has never missed a deadline, not once. Months in, you learn he's putting his younger sister through nursing school. You raise him to 40 a video without being asked. It's the best business decision you will ever make, and it takes you years to recognize that's what it was. You add a scriptwriter in Ohio, a thumbnail designer in Serbia. Cost per video, about $120. Average lifetime revenue per video, $1,400. You read those two numbers again, slowly. Then you scale to 5 uploads a week. Revenue, $19,000 a month. You are 25 years old. Then April happens. Nobody withheld your taxes because there is no employer, because you are the employer. The letter from the accountant says $21,800 due now, plus quarterly estimates going forward. You have $14,000. You go for a very long walk. You come back, set up a payment plan, form a company, open a second account where 30% of every dollar goes to die, and you stop thinking of yourself as a guy with a channel. You're in operation now. No office, no faces, no names. A media company run entirely through chat messages by people who have never breathed the same air. Something quieter changes too. You start split testing thumbnails, and what you're really testing is fear. Red arrows pointing down, numbers on fire. Which anxiety clicks better? Your titles drift 10% more dramatic than the videos deserve, because the honest version loses to the loud version every single time, and the graph does not grade honesty. You tell yourself everyone does it. You tell yourself the content underneath is still good. You tell yourself it's just packaging. You mostly believe it. Mostly is doing more work in that sentence every month. Level 5. The portfolio. One channel is a job, so you build more. Channel 2. True crime told the same way. Patient voice, real documents, no face. Channel 3 is the clever one. Your old scripts, translated into Spanish, revoiced, re-uploaded. Same stories, new continent, almost zero new cost. In this world, they have a name for channels like yours, cash cows. You now own a small herd. The spreadsheet becomes the real product. Main channel, $24,000 a month. Crime, $9,000. Spanish, $4,000. $37,000 a month. Produced by 9 freelancers in 6 countries whose faces you've never seen. You check RPM before you check the weather. Everyone in your company is a username, including you. Then January teaches you the first law of the land. In December, advertisers empty their yearly budgets and your RPM hits $27. On January 1st, every budget resets, and within 3 weeks, your RPM is $13. Revenue drops 41%. You did nothing wrong. You did nothing at all. That's the point. The money was never fully yours to control. You're farming on someone else's land, and the landlord doesn't take questions. February teaches you the second law. An algorithm update rolls out on a Thursday. Nobody announces it. The crime channel's impressions fall 70% overnight and never come back. You spend 3 weeks running an autopsy. The titles, the retention, the upload times, hunting for your mistake. There is no mistake. There is no autopsy. The platform doesn't owe you an explanation, and it doesn't send one. You move 2 of that channel's freelancers onto other projects. The third, you let go. You write 4 drafts of the message and send the shortest one. He replies with a thumbs up. A thumbs up. You stare at it for a long time. Somewhere along the way, you became a person who ends someone's income through a chat window at 1 a.m. And the worst part isn't the guilt. It's how manageable the guilt is. You start keeping 12 months of expenses in cash, and you learn the word for it, runway, the vocabulary of people who no longer trust the ground they stand on. Then, on an ordinary Tuesday, a comment appears under a 2-year-old video. Good video. You sound like a kid I used to work nights with. Hope he's doing all right. Dennis M. You type a reply, delete it, type another, delete it 4 times. In the end, you press the small heart on his comment. That's all. He never comments again. Somewhere, a man with a boat taped inside his locker is proud of a stranger on the internet, and he will never know how right he is. You don't sleep much that night. Not from sadness exactly, from the size of the distance. Level 6. The marketplace. Eventually, you learn the secret above the secret. Channels aren't just built. They're bought and sold, quietly, like laundromats. There are brokers for this. Listings, multiples, A faceless channel is worth roughly 2 to 3 times its annual profit, depending on how scared the buyer is of the algorithm. You read the listings the way you used to read job boards, and one night you find it, a finance channel, 340,000 subscribers, half dead, run into the ground by an owner who stopped caring. Asking price, $60,000. You buy it for $52,000 through escrow, which is most of your runway, and your hand shakes over the confirm button. Then you do what you know. New packaging, new hooks, Paulo's team on the edits. 4 months later, it earns $11,000 a month. 9 months later, you sell it for $290,000 to a fund, an actual fund, actual finance guys in actual offices, buying channels like rental properties. You made more flipping one channel than your father made in 6 years. You don't tell him. You don't tell anyone. There is no one to tell. That was the design. The money changes what walks through your inbox. An app offers $8,000 for a 60-second mention. You learn to say no until the number says please. Then a trading app offers $30,000 for one integration, and you know what kind of app it is. You take it anyway. You read the comments after. Downloaded it, lost $400. You read every single one. You don't take the second deal. It cost you $30,000 to find out you still have a line. Cheap, honestly. Then comes the man with the funnel. A consultant, screen sharing projections at you. Your audience. A $997 course. Testimonial videos. We can film the student wins. Everybody films the student wins. The model says $120,000 a month. The model is probably right, and all you can see is a kid in a break room at 3 a.m. with $61 trapped in an ad dashboard, who almost put a $500 course on a card with $11 behind it. That kid trusted voices like yours precisely because they had numbers instead of faces. That same month, Atlas's channel disappears. This channel is no longer available. His account goes silent. Last online, 4 months ago. Last message from Spring. Tired lately, man. You never knew his name, his city, his face. There is no one to call, nothing to search, no door anywhere to knock on. Facelessness protected him for years. Then it erased him. You sit with that one for a long, long time. Level 7. The exit. The email is 4 sentences long and worth 7 figures. A media fund. They've watched your channels for a year. They'd like to talk. What follows is 5 months of a process nobody makes videos about. Due diligence. 24 months of revenue statements. Every freelancer contract. Retention curves. Earnings by video. Proof you own every script and every voice. Lawyers billing in 6-minute increments. Asking why last March dipped. Strangers walking through 7 years of your life with flashlights, checking the walls for rot. The portfolio earns $46,000 a month in profit. The offer lands at a 2.9 multiple, $1.6 million, 1.35 at closing, $250,000 held back for a year to make sure you didn't sell them a corpse. And one more clause, on page 40. A 2-year non-compete. For 2 years, you cannot make money videos in English. They didn't just buy the channels, they bought the person you were. You sign at your kitchen table at 11:40 on a Tuesday night. 14 clicks, 7 years. The wire lands on a Thursday at 10:52 a.m. $1,352,000. You look at it. You refresh once in case it changes its mind. Then you make coffee, and the apartment is exactly as quiet as it was 10 minutes ago. And you understand something the thumbnails never showed. The biggest moment of your life has no witnesses. That was the deal you signed long before this one. You pay off your mother's car that week, $9,200. You tell her you got a bonus at work. She asks what work. Computers, you say. She tells the neighbors her son is doing well with computers. She's not wrong. She's not close to right. The buyers don't want the Spanish channel. Too small for them. It makes $4,300 a month, so you give it to Paulo. The handover requires a video call, and after 6 years, that's how it finally happens. The first time either of you sees the other's face. 2 tired men, blinking, looking nothing like each other imagine. A pause. Then Paulo grins and says, "Hope this is good, Po." You laugh longer than the joke deserves. Both of you do. His sister passed her nursing exams last spring. He's already planning his first upload. The morning after closing, you open the analytics out of pure habit, thumb finding the app before your brain wakes up. access denied. The graphs, the lines you checked before food, before daylight, before people, every morning for 7 years, belong to someone else now. You feel weightless. It takes weeks to decide whether that's freedom or free fall. You're still not fully sure, but the coffee helps. Level 8. Faceless. You're 31 and your money makes money now. Index funds. Boring on purpose. Around $7,000 a month arrives without a single thumbnail, and it takes almost a year to stop flinching at how easy it is. No packaging, no retention cliff, no January. It's the most honest income you've ever had, and you did nothing this month to earn it. And both facts are true at once, and you let them be. Once, at an industry dinner you attended mostly to prove you exist, you sit across from a face, 10 million subscribers, famous in the way where his skin is the logo. He gets stopped 4 times before the appetizers arrive. He smiles every time because he has to. The smile is inventory. Late in the night he looks at you, a nobody with a bigger exit than his, and says quietly, "You did it right." You think about that on the train home, where a kid 2 seats over has his earbuds leaking sound. You recognize the cadence before you catch the words. It's one of yours. Your voice sold along with everything else, still telling stories about money to people worried about theirs. The kid never looks up. In that moment, you are the most heard stranger in the city. Nobody claps for you. Nobody stops your dinner. There's no plaque, no party, no name to engrave. Hundreds of millions of views. And if it all ended tomorrow, the obituary would say you worked in online media. You priced invisibility a long time ago, in a break room, without knowing you were doing it. Freedom was the prize. Being unwitnessed was the price. They were the same purchase. You'd make it again. Mostly. You still write some nights. Scripts for no channel in a notes app out of muscle memory. The sentences still come out short. Old habits keep their own hours. And somewhere, right now, it's 3:12 a.m. in a break room lit like a hospital. A 23-year-old in a high-vis vest is on his second unpaid break. His car declined tonight. $4 and change. Energy drink, gas station. He knows the math by heart. His phone knows him better than anyone alive, and it auto-plays a video. No face, a bank dashboard, a calm voice. "I made $38,000 last month, and nobody knows my name." It's your video, your voice working for its new owners, reciting the old numbers. He doesn't know that. Nobody does. That was always the deal. He watches it twice, then a third time with the sound off, just reading the numbers. He doesn't subscribe. He opens a new tab and types 5 words. How to start a YouTube channel. No face, no name, no idea. Same as you. Same as always.